Hey LinkedIn and YouTube fam, my name is Cedric and I'm back with another video for you guys today. If you've been following along in the last couple of months, I've been showing you guys how to set up the same stack that we use at DevHub for sales and marketing. Real quick disclaimer, a lot of what I'm about to show you is creative problem solving for your organization. So what I find to work for DevHub may not work for you, but at least you have all the information in front of you for you to make a judgment call and evaluate it and see if it's worth pursuing for your organization and maybe change it along the way for your use case. And yeah, let's get into it. So if you have been following along, you've probably seen that I showed you guys a flow that I created for our organization for SDRs to be able to update bad contact info in Outreach and in Pipedrive. What do I mean by that? So in a previous video, I showed you how Outreach has a system where you can basically see any leads that get flagged as having bad contact info. So say they're in an outreach sequence and outreach sends an email, or say you send an email from your email client and you have the outreach extension, whatever the case may be, right? The outreach notices that this lead has bad email, right? So it'll get flagged in outreach. So the video I showed you previously was how do you automatically flag those leads that are in outreach back in Pipedrive. So this video is actually showing you a flow on how your SDRs can update those bad contact infos and automatically resequence them into, say, like a fallback content sequence or whatever sequence you choose. You can kind of change it how you want. But without further ado, let's get into it. So if a person is in Pipedrive, their tags equal updated, and run a small test on a set of your data. Don't run this on your whole organization's data. Choose owned by me or however you want to choose your segmentation strategy. And also one of the conditions is if they're in outreach. So with all those conditions in mind, then they'll two-way sync between Pipedrive and outreach, and then they'll add the same tag of updated in outreach. They'll set the owner to me as well in outreach, and I'll also update their lead score to 20. 20 was a number that I created for this scenario. I highly advise you to create a lead scoring system for your organization, and every number is a different scenario or a different workflow. So now let me show you the corresponding trigger to make all of this work. So we're going to go over to outreach. We're going to go over the settings. We're going to fly down the triggers. This is the one I made for this. You can name it whatever you want. The event is prospect created and updated. The target is prospect. You can choose whether you want to set it to only run once or not, but obviously I highly advise you to not set it to only to once, because if, say you have a lead, right, and they have bad contact info, and then your SDR is updated, but then what happens if it's still a bad email? What happens if the info is still bad, right? So then you'd probably want to not set this option right here. And then we'll take a look at the conditions that I have set. It's going to be evaluating whether it has that same lead score that we set over here of 20. And if the owner is me. And then the trigger action I have set is added to a sequence. I have it set to a specific fallback sequence. And with that, that ends our video. I hope this video brought you value. I hope you're in perfect health. And I'm wishing you continued success. Cheers.